I originally filmed a couple parts to this and then I stopped. I wanted to fix a few things before I showed what I was working on here. I haven't filmed overly much this league, so just what I've wanted to, and I think that's fine. That being said, I have a Chieftain here. I'll show the build here. Actually, I'll show the skills and the gear. So I have the Dark Seer, crafted helmet, Dawnbreaker. This can be replaced. All is Uprising with Anger has no reservation. This could be double corrupted. I'll look for that or do that myself later. Brass Dome, this needs double corrupted. Doom Loop, Amethyst Ring here for a bunch of chaos resistance. Valorum with cannot be bleeding. That's really important. Then we have Cast Unnerve. Actually, I won't need that. Once Awakened, Controlled Destruction, or is it Elemental Focus gets to the max level, I'll be able to remove Unnerve and replace it with something else. We have a Mage Blood, which I farmed 170, I think, Divine for. This right here. Pair of boots that I crafted. All the rare gear I crafted. Everything else I either, including the ring, I found or purchased the base, then crafted the item. Bottle of Faith is the most recent addition. It's a most reduction and 9% increased damage taken to nearby enemies. Then I have a Ruby Flask, Jade Flask, Quartz Flask for a constant source of phasing, and a Quicksilver Flask. Curses have no effect on me. For chance to free shock and ignite, increased armor, increased evasion, all with increased effect, and increased effect on the item. In terms of skills, we have Tempest Shield, Righteous Fire, Flame Dash, Anger, Petrified Blood, and Vitality. Because of All's Uprising, Anger has no reservation efficiency, or doesn't cost anything to reserve. Cast when stunned, Flame Surge, Blazing Salvo, and Flame Wall. Cast when stunned, Firestorm, Awaken Control Destruction, Awaken Arcane Surge, Awaken Elemental Focus, and Empower Support. Cast when stunned, Firestorm of Pelting, Vol Firestorm of Pelting, so I have an extra Firestorm as well. Combustion and Tornado of Elemental Turbulence, and this is my source of Freeze and an additional source of Ignite, which is nice. And then lastly, Cast when stunned, Elemental Weakness, Flammability, and Molten Shell. This has Whispers of Doom for the additional curse. Molten Shell, additional tankiness. Stat-wise, we have, once the endurance charges go up, which I have 5, this goes up to 90%, as well as when Molten Shell goes up. So I have 90% physical damage reduction, 57% chance to evade, 122 on consecrated ground, that's even more, 1,621. A little bit of spell suppression chance, not that that's really part of the build. Max resist 90 all the round. Chance to block is also 76, which is 75, which is capped, or sorry, 78, which is overcapped, and 41 chance to block spell, as well as chaos resistance 75%. Block recovery 916, which is really nice. Movement speed constant 99%. I am also constantly phasing. Coming into the tree here. We're going to start over here. These will eventually be moved over here for 2 other points somewhere. Because I have Supreme Ostentation, attributes do nothing for me, so they don't count. There's no bonus for them. Ignore attribute requirements, so it just is what it is. This right here is really interesting. We'll come back to that in a second, though. I have to have the mandatory Immutable Force and Blood Notch to make this work. This is kind of expensive. I did not have this originally on the build, but it is immunity to corrupted blood. And then Watcher's Eye, which is negligible, needs to go away in all honesty. I need a different one. We have some damage up here, regenerate 1 life. That can probably go with the addition of the Bottled Faith. Elemental Overload for 40% more damage if I've dealt a critical strike, but which I do because I do so much various damage. Critical strikes do not inherently ignite, 100% increased damage with hits against ignited enemies, which is nice. This right here is pretty cool. Thread of Hope, massive. And this goes over and allows me to take this right here, this Elegant Hubris, which is allowing me 80, 160, and 240% more spell damage as well as 80% evasion. I'd like to hit this one up here as well. That'd be really cool, but 5 is kind of expensive. I think I paid 20 divine for that. Right here we have cannot be cursed with silence. Meaning of light transforms all these, so every single node in here adds 6% more fire damage, and then since these are all tattooed, since attributes mean nothing, they add 11% more fire damage. Every single strength node is tattooed as far as I am aware. And then going up here, increase chance to hinder, and then I have effect of curses. So with the with this right here, this is like, I think this might be enough alone. 68% increased effect of 60 is enough to be over, I believe it's over 100. So these probably aren't necessary. These will all be changed to chaos resistance, I believe. These are lightning resistance because I needed it capped. They can go away once I come up here and get prismatic card in another jewel socket. That was a long explanation, but coming over here, I have Path of Building, which I'll throw in the description. This is the current build as it stands, 5.21 million DPS with all the triggers taking place. I have approximately 3.23k EHP, which is pretty tanky, with moderate life regeneration, pretty solid armor, and evasion. This is saved. Once again, I'll throw this in the description. I'm only 91, so I have 9 levels left, and we are delving. I have worked on some delve already. I am at level 168 right now, and I've cleared out all the various areas that I had for potential of anything of value. I had recorded all of this, but I was randomly dying, and I didn't feel like showing that. I wanted to fix what was going on before I showed it. And in order to fix that, I acquired the Mage Blood. There's a jewel I have that says cannot be maimed. Let's see if we can find it here. Blood Notch with cannot be inflicted with corrupted blood, and Light and Mean cannot be cursed with silence, and Immutable Force cannot be maimed, which really helps me ensure I keep my build functioning at all times. So we are going to start going down. I'm just looking for valuable nodes, and my objective for this is to reach at least 700. I have more DPS than last time. I'm much more tanky than last time, and I move much more quickly than last time. So this should be rather effective. Turn on this. I have no life flasks, so I do have to be careful with the darkness. All right, here we go. Now I can just run through stuff. It doesn't really matter for the most part, and then the Chieftain Explosion, when it triggers, really helps to clear stuff out. So I'm at the node already. There's gems leveling because I have just changed the stuff. I'm chilled. So one of my objectives to change here is to upgrade these for immunity to chilled ground, which would be really, really nice. And I have to craft a new pair in order to do that, which I will work on. There'll probably be an armor evasion set. That's probably the next thing to do. Other than, there is another shield, the really expensive one that's like 100 divine. So that's a possibility as an upgrade, and I'm also saving 20 divine for an upgraded brass dome, one that has a double corrupted implicit. Anything with like increase duration or AoE gems would be really, really nice. So there's damage like this going down. I can always go ahead and also cast Ball Firestorm to help out a little bit. And you can see I do moderately okay damage. And I can go ahead and just trigger the... and you can see on him here, they have all 3 elemental ailments on them, which allows, over here, it's allowing Sadist to trigger for an additional, what is that? 25 plus 20 is 45, 50, 60% increased damage. And cast when stunned automatically curses him too, so that's nice. I have literally nothing to do other than walk. I am playing Walking Simulator. I'll show you what else I'm after real fast here. Here's the objective. is the next 9 levels is to start heading over this way and down here to get Pain Attunement. It adds almost 1.5 to 2 million more damage. And then up here, another Cluster Jewel. I'll reorganize some of the stuff I have, like removing this right here, moving these around, and removing this over here. I'll get some life on some of the jewel sockets over here. And then once that occurs, I should be able to have Carnage allocated, which is another like 2 million DPS. And if I do this right, I should hit, I don't know what I'll hit in the end. I'm hoping about 20 million DPS, which is not too bad. I'm tanky as heck, so I'm not playing one of those life or energy shield stacking builds. Not that I'm faulting anyone that does, I just like, it's what everyone's doing, so the gear is extremely expensive. And yeah, it's not what I want to do. I mean, not to say I wouldn't try it at some point. It's probably going to get nerfed between now and the next patch anyways. Because it is rather ridiculous. That was a bunch of garbo. Hey, we got our first bit of loot. A Chaos Orb. What's down here? This looks like it's a bunch of connecting paths, so let's find out if I'm right. Yep. It's over this way. Ooh, another Chaos Orb. We're getting fancy now. 3 Chaos Orbs. I'm not at a point in Delve where loot starts getting extremely valuable. That takes place. Things start, like, there's a pretty solid increase at around 250. So I have a bit to go yet. As I haven't even capped my my voltaxic sulfite capacity yet, so. Farthest I've been down is 636. My objective is to beat that and make it down to about 700 this time. I think with the change in build, I think I should be able to do so. My biggest worry is bosses. Bosses were a struggle last time. They're probably still going to be a struggle this time. There cannot be maimed in there. So useful. There was every chance in the world that I was maimed going through there. Hidden Riches. 4 Chaos Orbs. Oh! 7 Chaos altogether. This is a longer node. I have a couple objectives that I need to take care of. One, my mercenaries gear is utter garbage, and that needs to be fixed, so that's on the list of things to do for this build, as well as buying the remainder of the gear that I previously mentioned. We're going around here to get this, and then we'll head down. I was going to grab that, but oh well. And I'm basically going to go here until I run out of voltaxic sulfite, which is probably about an hour worth of gameplay is my guess. And then I have to go farm more voltaxic sulfite. Cartographer's Riches. We're getting fancy. Watch it be like Harbinger Orbs, which are relatively awful. I forgot to reactivate my Righteous Fire. Fast one stun, leveling up. No, that's 5 chaos, I guess. Counts to something, right? Well, that's annoying. Wrong direction. After I get this next path, I will go ahead and show highlights. Yeah, I need that. I want that immunity to chill ground. That's actually going to be my next objective, I think, is that right there. I don't like being slowed down. The build's not insanely fast as is. I don't want it to be slower. It's very tanky, though. I had a bunch of random deaths. I couldn't figure out why I was dying. And I finally figured out that it had to be because I move rather quickly. When I get inflicted with corrupted blood, it can be rather painful. So that's what was going on. That is worth roughly 26 chaos, I believe. Check down here real quick. We'll call that 1 chaos. Hidden jewelry, my absolute least favorite. Actually, hidden armaments are my least favorite. Or hidden armor. They grant nothing like 99.9% of the time. I don't know if that's exaggerated or not. It doesn't feel like it though. Lost jewelry. You can see, like, there's hardly anything at all being inflicted upon me. Hey, an exalted orb. Nice. It's like 20 chaos, I believe. Alright. Here we go. Let's see if we can get something fancy out of here. Straight to the node, huh? 3 nodes. I don't like my blast being drained. That's kind of annoying. Alright, there we go. Let's see what we get here. Probably not much. Those are worth 5 chaos apiece, though. Number of skeletons, and what was that? Level socket minion gems. No. Alright, what do we have? Life reservation efficiency of skills. You know what? I could pick this up, though, because these are interesting for, we're gonna pick those up. For the recombinator. Socketed aura gems. Mana reservation efficiency. I don't know. We'll pick them up. It can't hurt. Alright, well, I'm going to just show highlights from here, and everything else will just be on my way down to reach the however far I can go with the amount of sulfite I have left. So, hey, resonators. More resonators. Alright, let's see what we get here. Okay, not bad. 24 chaos. What the hell is this?
Predictable.
I couldn't find the cart. Nice. Nice, resonators, and I got to level. Okay. That's pretty huge, actually. That level is going to provide 30% increased damage and 10%. So it's going to provide a total of plus an additional 5, so 10, 30, plus additional 40 elemental resistance, I believe, which now I'm way over capped. Nice. Oh, Resonator Trove. Didn't even see that. And a Resonator Stash. Marine Lockbox doesn't get nothing, and a Forbidden Tome. Very, very cool. Oh. What is this? Bonespire Talisman? Oh, I don't know. This guy's gonna die.
Predictable.
Why?
Heretic.
Can I get it? Oh, I can hit it. I can hit 200. Nice. That'll be the last bit of my sulfite. So here's to not dying, right? I say that and, you know. See if there's anything worth picking up around here, too. You get a chaos. And a bunch of nothing. Okay. Anything over here? Nope. Oh, wait. Yes, there is. There's a chaos orb. And a bunch of nothing again. It's a lot of damage, actually. Fractured wall. Resonators, come on. Nope, and nope. Should have figured. I haven't had good luck so far, but I'm not down quite far enough yet. I have another 500 to go, or sorry, 50 to go before loot starts becoming really good and consistent. And that's when I start seeing a lot more high-end frequency of high-end fossils in cities. So. Nice, 200, and I have 90 left. That was perfect. And that was my total loot that's worth anything. All of that is definitely sellable. It is just a quick estimate. It's about 1 to 2 divine. It's not much. Might not even be quite that much, but it's between 1 to 2 divine. That's it for this one. That's the first episode of Going Down. I'm going to continue pushing towards depth 700.